I met my lover not long after I started dating my boyfriend. He's one of his old friends, part of my boyfriend's friend group. They all go way back to school. To be honest, I was attracted to him from day one, but I told myself it was a harmless crush and that, since my relationship was brand new, it was okay. Spoiler, it wasn't okay. At first it was just his looks that drew me. He fit my type much more than my boyfriend did. But over time we started talking more at get-togethers and discovered we had so much in common. Interests, hobbies, outlooks, life experiences. Other friends even started teasing my boyfriend that he was dating a female version of my lover. Still, it felt platonic. He was in a long-term relationship at the time and I was fine with my boyfriend. I'll admit I sometimes wondered what might have happened if we'd met under different circumstances. I think it was about the 5th year of my relationship when he split from his girlfriend and began hanging out mostly with my boyfriend and me. Their friends joked that we'd adopted him, and we really became a tight-knit trio. Around then, problems started in my now very serious relationship. I won't go into all the details, but by that point our lives were fully intertwined and breaking up wasn't simple. We loved each other and I think we still do. We had the same arguments over and over, one of them being our dead bedroom. No matter how much I begged us to try to fix it, he refused and still hasn't done anything to meet me halfway between what I need and the almost nothing he gives. This is where I made the huge mistake. About a year passed, and by then my lover was struggling being single. He'd been in relationships since his teens. At the same time, my boyfriend began traveling frequently for work and left me alone most of the week. My lover had been seeing someone for a while who really liked him, but she suddenly dumped him. He asked if we could meet so he could get some female perspective. Up to that point we'd never hung out alone without my boyfriend, but we decided it would be harmless to grab a beer so he could vent. My boyfriend even said it was fine and was glad I'd have company while he was away. On that first outing he took my hand. Just friendly, I thought. But later that night, lying alone in my bedroom, I felt the warmth of his touch still on my skin and realized I was playing a dangerous game I was destined to lose. We kept meeting alone, he touched me a bit more, looked at me a bit longer, said things he definitely wouldn't have said in front of my boyfriend. You know how it goes. Then we kissed. I'll admit I initiated it. We'd been drinking, and at some point I went for it. At first he said no because I was his friend, but then he changed his mind and kissed me. We told ourselves it was a one-time thing and of course my boyfriend must never know. But then we kept seeing each other as friends, and every interaction was charged with unspoken tension. At that point I was badly in love with him and couldn't take it anymore. Long story short, a few weeks after that second kiss, out of nowhere we slept together. After that, we continued seeing each other and having sex for 6 months. From the beginning we were honest that this was just something we were doing, that it was casual, but both of us knew we could never be together properly. He didn't want to risk losing his friends, and I still wanted to stay with my boyfriend. He promised he would always be there and that we would keep this going no matter what, that nothing would change what we had or how he felt. Of course, everything changed when he got a girlfriend. He met a much younger woman, an intern at his company, and they started dating within a couple of weeks. He told me when it started, and I was stunned that I didn't feel happy for him. 2 weeks later he told me they were official, and we had a small fight. I know it was unfair of me to be so angry when he began a relationship while I myself was in one, but I couldn't help how I felt. You'd think that would be the end. Move on and be done with it, but these things are rarely that simple. We made up, and he said he wasn't sure we could keep hooking up because he felt guilty, but he kept kissing me and holding me. In the end, we did sleep together a few more times, and everything seemed fine until my boyfriend, drunk one night, told me he felt like something was going on between me and my lover. We had a huge fight about it. The next day we reconciled. My boyfriend apologized, said he was being paranoid and that he knew we'd never do anything like that. I told my lover about my boyfriend's suspicions and he lost it. He didn't take it well at all, he called me crying. I told him I loved him and that I knew he loved me too, and he said he loved me, but from that moment on he saw less and less of me. When I confronted him about it, we fought because he refused to admit what had happened and to call it what it was. Cheating. Instead, he tried to label it as something else. Something special between us, but not betrayal, even though it clearly was betrayal of the people we claimed to love. We were selfish and awful, and he refused to own it. We met a few more times after that, but eventually he pulled away completely and spent all his time with his girlfriend, rarely seeing his friends. We bumped into each other a handful of times on the rare nights he joined the group, and each time I wanted to die. I still love him and I still think about him constantly. I'm so angry at him for the lies and at myself for lying to myself. He seems happy with his girlfriend while I'm still trying to make things work with my boyfriend, yet I still miss my lover every time I hear his favorite songs, every time I see someone who looks like him, every time I hear his name. Honestly, every waking second. But I also know I got what I deserved. If you want, I can also help polish this for posting, make it flow more like a viral Reddit confession or a YouTube storytime script, or craft a title/description and hashtags for sharing.